And
Do, 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 do. Oh, nope.
listen
Sorry.
to the Black Panther album.
It's a great song, bud. Did you hear the song?
I'm aware of the song.
Thank you for downloading our recent episode. For more episodes like this, go to movieguyspodcast.podbean.com for more episodes. Enjoy the show.
We do not review comedies that often. They usually don't turn out to be great episodes, but maybe this will change. Tonight we're talking about the remake of The Naked Gun. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
Super excited to talk about this one. I am a big fan of the original trilogy. I'm a big fan of all of the Zucker projects, really, whether it be Hot Shots, whether it be Airplane, and of course Naked Gun. It's something where I was nervous when it was first announced, as like, okay, it's another reboot. Is it going to be bad, as a lot of the expectations that we've seen from the past were very low because reboots don't really have a good reputation. But I saw this in theaters, and then I saw it again at home, and I love this movie. I'll show my hand early and say that I'm excited to talk about it. To your comment about comedies, I recently did a deep dive and watched a few YouTube videos and went down some forums as to why comedy is not, I guess, as strong as it was once before. There are a lot of theories about that. I wonder if you could maybe put in some of yours, and then we can talk about that, and then we'll go into the movie. Why comedies are not, I guess, having a big chokehold on the industry like it once did.
Because the content's not as strong. I'm trying to find this generation's scary movie, Caddyshack, Naked Gun, American Pie. You know, I'm looking for that because usually, mostly American Pie is what I'm thinking of, right? Because that was peak, right?
I mean, raunchy teen sex comedy.
That was peak. I mean, they just can't. Lightning, I guess, can't strike twice. They've tried. I mean, they remade the Vacation franchise with Ed Helms, and I don't think that was terrible. I think that's a good fourth film. You know, I have no problem with that movie at all. They're going to come out with Scary Movie, I think next year, I believe they're coming out. The Wayans finally got the rights to it. That's fine. I heard that Liam Neeson is going to be, Frank Drebin in this one. So I'm like, okay, like that will be funny. That makes sense. So maybe this is the renaissance of it, right? Maybe this is the beginning of good comedies. I just don't think it's just been trash quality for a while.
So it's not necessarily, I would say, that the quality or the content. Now, you're right that there is maybe some fear that because of the cancel culture that if you do a movie that it would get bad reviews because of the content that's in it. But there have been a lot of comedy movies that have come out, some that we have reviewed, some that have went under the radar, that just because they don't have the buzz. And whether it be like remember that movie with the kids that were swearing? Radar movie.
Yeah, the lesbian movie.
No, that was Bottoms. We did that one.
That was funny. The kids that were swearing, they were young kids. I don't know, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's not Old Dads. We already reviewed that one. This was years ago we reviewed that. Like probably 5-6 years ago we reviewed that.
Yeah. Good Boys is what it's called.
Good Boys, yes.
It came out in 2019. I talked about that movie, The Gutter, which I think is great, where its Bottoms went to like raunchy sexual kind of comedy. Gutter does race. Good Boys does age. Yeah, so I think the content is still there, but again, like the audience maybe so much isn't. And a big thing because of that, I was looking into a lot of the comments, and this is because of the star power. Because a lot of the times these movies don't pull a big name for it. The ones that we are familiar with, that we grew up with, whether it be like Anchorman or like Old School or something like that, or because they had a lot of comedy, a lot of comics in them, Tommy Boy kind of thing, where you went from like doing improv or you went from doing stand-up, and then the next stage in your career was either doing writing or doing TV, whether it be like your own sitcom or sitcom guest spots or SNL, which always has been a very huge platform, right? And then from there, you go into Hollywood. You go do your movies. You write a movie. You try to star in a movie. And yeah, that's how you kind of make your career. That's how we, in our generation, were introduced to it too, right? Like a Mike Myers, for example, right? Is great. Or Will Ferrell. Great examples where they started off as doing comedy or improv, and then they kind of went up the chain, up the ladder to do all that. Where now, if you're a comic, you don't need any of that. You don't need that to make your name relevant. Comedy now has people doing tours, and they have podcasts, right? All these comics put out their special on YouTube. They don't need a show anymore. They go on the podcast circuit, right? Maybe do some shorts. And then that's maybe some other avenues that they have. They sell merch. They don't need to kind of ruin their reputation by maybe making a bad movie. They don't need the TV shows. They don't need the movies. They're doing just fine on their own. So because of that, where they've substituted that revenue, that exposure for something else, now you have a void. You have less movies that are coming out.
Which is funny too, because you and I don't have do not share the same taste with Bert Kreischer, but he made the Machine movie. It was terrible. That didn't do nothing to his career.
Well, he already has a pretty bad reputation. Like, he has his audience, right? And
I'm one of them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's growing as much as it's like people are hating on him more than they're enjoying him, I think. But again, that's teach their own with comedy. I don't know what his analytics are. I don't know if he's growing, but again, he seems to be kind of, this is the other thing about comedy, is that if you're in stand-up, a lot of times you can't do the same material. You have to keep on coming up with fresh new material. Louis C.K. had that where once you do your hour and you make a special of it, you got to throw it away. And now you got to make a new hour. Constantly grinding over and over again. Otherwise, you'll come up with a new special once every 12 years like Chris Rock. Yeah.
Or Bert. I mean, he comes out every couple of years.
So it's you got to maintain relevancy, right? And to choose how you keep relevant is, a challenge in itself. Now, we're talking about Naked Gun. This is a movie where it's going off of an old name, right? Where it's going off of the writing and not necessarily, well, actually, it does go off of who is in it because it relies on somebody who's not traditionally a comic actor, right?
Right. I thought this was great casting. I enjoyed majority of people in this movie, even the bad guys, because the dude that's a bad guy is always the bad guy, right? He was the one I knew him from right
American
off the bat
Horror
was the third. No, I remember my introduction to the bad guy in this movie was when he was the lead vampire in 30 Days of Night.
Oh, sure.
I don't remember what he was doing before then. I'm sure he did a few things, but that was what I remember him in. I like the casting of Pam Anderson here, even with her crazy vegan, I'm not going to wear makeup lifestyle right now. That's just for a gimmick. Stop it, But I was excited for
She's doing great.
I am going to hate on her that because Pam Anderson was irrelevant before Sebastian Stan became Tommy Lee and just made her look like a bimbo in that show. So now she's coming out to
hold on. Where is this hate for Pamela Anderson coming from?
Do you really want me to get into it? I like her in this movie.
I don't know if this is a bit. I'm like, if you're just hating on her.
No, it's not a bit. No, it's not a bit for me. It's real. I do like her in this movie. I really really do. I like
barbed wire hurt you that much?
barbed wire hurt everybody. No, for yet again, I liked her in this movie. She's good for this movie, right? This is where she needs to be in. It's just that you're Pam Anderson. It's like, okay, I put her in the same category as Puffy, Tupac. What I mean by that is nobody was shocked when Puff Daddy got in trouble for what he got in trouble for, right? I mean, we knew that back in the 90s, right?
Yeah,
Okay, you with me? You with me? You with me? Okay, well, you're with me right there.
I mean,
right?
so far that, yeah,
So far, you're with me.
allegations
Pam
for
Anderson-
20, 30 plus years there. Go ahead.
Pam Anderson's Pam Anderson. No matter what she's going to do, she's never going to escape the Tommy Lee sex tape. She's never going to escape slow motion Baywatch. She's Pam Anderson, right? So it's like if Puff Daddy comes out of jail and he's just like, "Hey guys, I'm a Christian now, and sex scares me." I'm like, no, it doesn't. Stop it. You're putting on a publicity. I don't believe you. So when Pam Anderson comes out of the gutter and is just like, "Hey everybody, I'm an extra vegan now, and I don't drink, and I don't like sex anymore, and I'm going to not wear any makeup because I'm woman power." It's like, no, you're not. You're not. You're not. You're still Pam Anderson. You
got a chip on your shoulder, buddy. I see it completely different. I see it as somebody who has been objectified as a sex symbol for the long time, and she says to herself, like, "No, I have more to offer than just being this sex symbol." Here's a great example here that I'll give you a better one. Recently, we've seen transformation from the ultra buff leading man to slim down. David Bautista and The Rock, both of which have slimmed down recently, right? Both of which
Correct.
who
Yes.
were these hulking wrestling stars to now a slimmed down version, because they say that maintaining that diet and that lifestyle is not healthy, and they don't want to be that, right? So I understand where you're coming from, where like these two guys, The Rock and David Bautista, they'll always be wrestling. They're never going to overshare, but they still do other projects. So I see it in kind of parallel with Pam Anderson, that yes, she does have her catalog where she'll always be this sex symbol. She'll always have Baywatch, same with David Hasselhoff. But she's trying something new, and I very much agree that this is working for her. I understand that she did The Last Showgirl as well too, which I'm sure is gonna play into that. Maybe I have not seen that, but
I have not seen that either.
She's got a lot of projects coming up here, so we'll see in this new age of her, because of her age. I'm sorry, that she'll probably be like, I don't know, maybe more like a sinister mom type. I don't want to typecast
I would
her
love
too
it.
much.
I would love it. Hey, I don't want HR to get mad at me more than what she already is. I mean, hey, girl power. Women can vote.
Are we bringing that? Yeah, good for you. You're doing yourself a lot of favors here with saying all that stuff.
Yeah. I do not want HR to get mad at me. I'm just saying,
It's
and
kind
when
of
you
too
made
late
a
for that. Yeah.
But I will also argue too, and then we can move on with the movie, because you made a statement earlier that irritated me. And your statement was that these are me putting words in your mouth, but she was a sex symbol. This is what she was looked at. She signed up for it. Again, that's another thing, and that's also with the men too. Like, that's like if Ryan Gosling's like, "I'm tired of being Ryan Gosling. I don't want to be this pretty boy notebook anymore." It's like, dude, you signed up for it, bud. So you know what you were doing. I don't want to hear you complaining.
We've talked about this before with directors, where you have what you want to do. You have projects that you are passionate about and that you want to do. But in order to do those, you have to do these other projects too. You have to kind of build a reputation, build a brand. And she did. She went from her side cast in Home Improvement to becoming more and more raunchy. And I can understand why she would want to shy away from that, because she's at a part where she's now able to reinvent herself. Will it work for her? We'll find out. We'll find out what these other movies are. She
Absolutely,
has to act.
I think this is a perfect
So
time.
I think that's going to be the thing, is that if she can't act, then it's not going to work. But
She did a great job in this. She's not the issue for me with this movie at all. I thought she was great in this. I thought everybody was fun, and I think this is a perfect time for Pamela Anderson to reinvent herself because it's been so long that people forgot. Like seriously, my wife thought that she was dead.
Sure.
She's like, "That." She goes, "Who's that?" I was like, "That's Pam Anderson." She goes, "Didn't he die? Didn't she die?" And I was like, "No, she's clearly she's alive." But yeah, and then same thing goes for Liam Neeson. Like, I like him typecast in this role. Same thing, right, with him and Pam Anderson. He is now no longer Qui-Gon, right? He's now like the poor man's John Wick, right? He's fighting wolves, right?
He actually did fight wolves, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
yes.
You're referring to. Well, I mean, but he's also like, I think Taken would be a big one. So
Taken, Gray, he's doing those, and for him to be
Nonstop,
typecasted in that, just terrible movies, kind of like what Denzel is doing right now with those stupid Equalizer movies, right?
He's an action star. He is an intimidating man. He's an action star. I get that. I
like him.
Been slowly shifting into comedy though. We saw him in, was it Ted or Ted 2?
Ted 2, because Ted was at the grocery store, right? And he was like, "Is he strawberry?" What was he saying? I don't know.
He was trying to buy kicks.
Yeah, trying to buy kicks.
Doing that whole bit where it was like, "Is this? I'm understanding this is strictly for children." Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in.
But you can enjoy it.
The Ricky Gervais TV show "Life Is Too Short" with Warwick Davis, where he had a fantastic bit about trying to do improv. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I did not see that.
Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and Google that. That is a fantastic bit.
Yeah, so
I think Life Is Too Short on YouTube, and you'll be in for a fun little ride there.
So right now this movie has me bought hook, line, and sinker. Right, you got Pam Anderson coming out of nowhere, playing this great damsel in distress, and I thought throughout the time of the movie, it's like, oh, could she actually be the bad guy, right? Because that's how these movies kind of go, right? And Liam Neeson just being him. So I love that. Not to jump ahead, but so I really won't. But my favorite joke throughout this whole entire movie is the bringing the coffee bit from beginning to end. Loved it. And what I mean by this, everybody, and it probably won't sound funny to you listening to this, everybody, but it's like they're in an intense scene or they're walking, and out of nowhere they just throw a coffee cup, and out of nowhere here comes an arm going across the screen to hand him another coffee cup. Perfect. Loved it.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of physical bits that obviously aren't going to do us justice talking about, which, again, kind of goes with the brand of this movie and this series and a lot of Zucker material where it's all a lot of physical. That's the benefit of watching or rewatching these movies, is that you will catch stuff that you didn't catch the first time. And whether it be these gags that are in the movie or even during the credits when they roll and they give you an ingredient, a recipe for how to make brownies right between the casting director. Yeah.
So we always talk about the plot, right, when we do this, but I texted you when I watched this movie and I said, oh, this is literally the plot of Kingsman.
For the most part,
for the most part, not. It is. I mean, this is a bad guy who is doing cellular signals to make people go ape shit, one swear word for the episode, and kill each other.
Yes.
How's that not the plot of Kingsman?
I mean, that is the plot.
Which didn't make me mad, because I'm famous for that Point Break, Fast and Furious rant that I always do. Right? Yeah. That's not me here because this is Naked Gun. Like, this movie's not trying to be serious.
Well, keep in mind, too, is that in the first Naked Gun, it was kind of the same thing where instead of having everybody be mind controlled like they are in this movie, it's just one person who's mind controlled as an assassin. Who's the best assassin, Jordan? A person who doesn't know that they are assassin. And that's correct. What that first movie was. And yeah, so Is it original story? No, but no one even was expecting that because you don't care about the story. You want the comedy in this movie.
You want the gags, right? So the opening got me immediately, right? They got this huge production. I knew where they were going with it, right? This huge production, ridiculously fun, and all of a sudden a little girl, hopscotch, skipping a loo, right? And there's a little Girl Scout. Ma'am, don't go in there. Little miss, don't go in there. And then little girl stands up to the robbers, and it's Lieutenant Frank Drebin, right? Drebin?
Jr.
Frank. Police squad.
Yeah, Frank Drebin Jr. Yeah.
I watched this with my 9-year-old daughter.
Okay.
This was the only part of the movie where she laughed. The rest of the time she was the rest of the time she was cross-eyed, mouth open, like, huh? But this whole him as a little girl and doing crazy bits and fights and biting the gun and all that stuff. Perfect way to open this movie. I am ready to go. I am in Looney Tunes land. Let's go.
Oh, God.
Love it.
Yeah, when they're in that bank heist and he grabs the one guy. Listen, there's a lot of bits in the bank heist that really got me. One where he was playing patty cake with the one bad guy and shot him with the finger guns. That was pretty good. The one that really got me, I think, is when he grabbed a bad guy and used him as a human shield, but it was clearly through the cuts
A dummy.
You could see, and then he throws him, and all the bad guys never took their aim off of the dummy, and so as the dummy fell in between the circle of them, they all end up shooting each other. That is just like the dumbest humor, and
perfect.
I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, good. We're on board here. I'm with it here.
Right. We're on board. So of course, he creates trouble. The chief of police, right? Like a lethal weapon. Like, darn it, Frank! You're gonna get me fired. I gotta talk to the mayor now. Like that whole shtick, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When they come back, and then we get a nod, right? This is where we find out that he is Junior. So he's Junior, and then his partner is Junior to the other guy, to his partner as well,
Ed.
right?
Yeah. Ed Hocken Jr. Yeah, everyone's kind of
Junior. And we get the one nod of OJ. Get a random black guy in a police uniform. He looks at his dad, looks at the camera, breaks the fourth wall, shakes his head, and that's it. That's it. But they gave us a nod.
Yeah, that was good. They did a lot of justice. I could really tell throughout this entire movie that the people involved, the writer and the director, who apparently is 1/3 of the Lonely Island crew. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. The ones that are not famous, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course. And this was something that they are big fans of. You could tell that they stay true to a lot of the humor. They stay true to a lot of the gags, a lot of the verbal kind of puns that were played. I could tell that whoever made this movie, or the people that made this movie, were big fans of all of the other projects.
So, you know me to be very crazy sometimes and just fly off the cuff, right? I mean, I say things that I feel in my heart right there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This movie already, for me, goes down a popcorn bag from what I was going to give it, because it's screwed up on one major thing. You know what that major thing was that I screwed up on?
No, please tell me.
It didn't have the top of the car credits thing with the police siren.
Oh, the siren. Yeah, well, it happened at the end.
That's it. That happens in all three of them, though. I mean, it's like the opening of Bond. He doesn't have the gun with the. That's like, come on.
I will go with you on that. I was kind of expecting it, actually. Instead of the intro or the title card that we got, I think that it would have been very nice to have that opening where it was the police siren going through the weird scenes.
Weird. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. On a roller coaster, at a car wash, in a locker room.
That ruined it for me.
It
just
really
completely ruined
it. Really?
So it ruined it. How about this? It didn't ruin the movie for me. It was just, it didn't ruin the entire movie. It just kind of was like, okay, here we go. I'm ready to watch the new
I
Naked
get you.
Gun, and I'm expected.
It was a
There are
letdown.
certain movies. Yeah, because there's certain movies that are open a certain way that you have to continue on. And
It would have been nice to have that, but yeah, we'll
didn't
see
happen.
how it goes. I don't
Right.
know if there was
So-
some sort of whatever.
Pam Anderson comes into the to the mold here, and she's just like, "Hey, my brother has gone missing, and I need you to help me." I love her in this role. I love that film noir damsel in distress kind of character that she's playing.
Had the
really liked her.
voiceover too, yeah.
Loved it. Took the chair because she was mad about it.
Take a seat.
I'm gonna take this
no,
chair.
thanks. I have plenty at home.
Yeah. I'm going to take this chair. Love that. And then what? Frank gets kicked off of the bank heist case because he keeps on getting in trouble. So then there's a car accident, right? To where this electronic vehicle drove off the cliff.
Yeah, I think you're going a little out. It was the
Am I? Well, dude, I haven't seen it in a week. We had it.
no,
Sorry.
I get it. The bank heist, and then it was the car crash thing where they had to investigate the car crash, which I thought was great too, because that already set the tone for me and the verbal humor, right? Because the car is flipped over in like this lake, and he's walking onto the scene, and they're all asking him, say, "Oh, drunk driver," or something like that, and he goes, "Oh no, just enough to get me going in the morning."
Yeah.
Here. Just kind of one of those.
Just enough.
Or when he goes to inspect the car, and he takes a glove and he puts it on his right hand, but then he takes all the clues with his left hand, his bare left hand, and kind of little gags like that, where I'm saying, "Oh, this is great. This is kind
Constant.
of what I expected, what I wanted."
Yeah, that's the one good thing too with this is that they don't ever stop those slight little gags, like you said, like putting the glove on the right and expecting everything with the left, right? Those gags do not stop throughout, even with the coffee cups, right?
Yeah.
But Frank's not a bad detective at this point, right? Because he is. He's terrible. But he goes to the flip car, and doesn't he find, what is he, again, it's been a week, but what did he find in the car that was a clue?
The matchbook.
He found a matchbook, and then this is where he gets introduced to the Steve Jobs guy, right? The 30 Days Night guy.
Yeah, that's right. He's
And
supposed
he
to be
owns
like
this
an
big.
uber rich kind of. You want to compare to Elon Musk because he's got electric cars, self-driving cars, but he's just some big tycoon.
Big tycoon who, what Frank doesn't know, wants.
Richard Kane, I believe is his name. Yes,
What a great bad guy name.
Rich Kane.
If you and I ever write a movie, the bad guy's last name or first name has to be Kane.
I mean, why not? Hey, speaking
Big
of
Daddy
wrestlers,
Kane. Big Sugar Cane.
yeah, I'm just saying. Speaking of wrestlers, did you see Cody Rhodes in this movie?
I was going to talk about that in a second, but yes,
Oh,
because
sure.
get the
Then
match
Excuse
book.
me to jump in the head there.
I always jump ahead, so excuse me. Right? No, but yeah, so he gets the matchbook, goes to meet with this tech guy, right? And the tech guy's like, "Hey, bud, why don't you come to my private, bongo a go-go club, right? Have yourself a drink, we're going to woo you over. Oh, hey, by the way, take one of my electric vehicles," which is a great gag, too, which is, I believe is the next scene after he gets the vehicle. He's talking with Ed, is that it? And some, I don't know what the other guy is. He's not a tech guy.
Yeah,
But they
kind
have
of
the
technician, right?
The technician, and they have the electronic vehicle hooked up to the charging station, and they're just trying to figure it out. And they go, why don't you go ahead and move up about 30 feet, and just pulls all the charging stations out. None the wiser. Here comes the prisoners escaping.
Yeah.
Great gags. Goes to the bongo club. Hey, what was the name of the club in The Mask? Was that the Babylon?
Geez. I don't remember, but you maybe look that up. I do remember though that we has another nod in this when he walks into the club, because as soon as he walks into the club, the gentleman's club or whatever you want to call it, the elite lounge, the first thing that we see, aside from all the stuffed animals, is the beaver. Is the beaver from the original trilogy? Was it the first one, I think? Yeah, where Priscilla Presley is up on the ladder getting a book, and she's off frame, and Leslie Nielsen and Frank Drebin looks up. He goes, "Hey, nice beaver." She goes, "Thanks, I just had it stuffed," and she hands down a stuffed beaver. So that beaver is in the lounge.
Is that what that? Okay, so so that's a wink, wink, nod, nod, then, right there.
Yeah, a little Easter egg there.
Right. So it's called the Coco Bongo Club in the Mask movie.
I thought it was something like Coco Cabana kind of a thing.
So I'm going to call that this in this movie. He goes to the Coco Bongo Club, and Elon Musk sees Pamela Anderson as just, God, he's terrible. You know, which is great about a movie like this, right? Because aren't like the really rich guys like Elon Musk like always terrible getting chicks? Right? Like they're just always bad. And this guy's like, "Hey, Pam Anderson, why don't you come sit down? I love flute jazz or whatever." And she's just like, "Okay," because her and Frank are kind of working together at this point to where Frank can sneak into the security room, but he's not. He's beating the crap out of the guy to get into the security room.
Yeah.
Right? And then then Elon Musk and her and Pamela just have this conversation to where he turns around and boom, she's now she's jazz singing? She's terrible on purpose.
Scat singing.
Scat singing. That's a thing at the Coco Bongo.
You were just talking about how you liked the Macarena.
That's not
earlier.
scat, though.
So off of that album, I know you have the album. There is a song called Scatman.
The only scat I know is Real Big Fish, Bud.
That's ska.
What's the difference?
There's a huge difference. One, no. My God. Yes. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you're doing a bit. I honestly don't even know what's real with you anymore. I am so lost. Do yourself.
Look at my face. Am I doing a bit or am I
your
not?
face
Come on.
does not help, by the way. I'm the scat man. Scatman John. Yeah. So you know the song. You're telling me that you okay.
Yeah, but it's done by Big Voodoo Daddy though.
Buddy, I don't know if you're joking or not. I don't even know what's real. Do you know who like Mel Torme is? No, you never mind. I'm not. Why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time right now?
Why are you feeding into this?
Yeah, trying to tell you what the difference between scat and ska is. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm gonna wake up at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm just gonna scream, and HR will know exactly why, and she's already gonna listen to this and hate you for what you said earlier about Pam Anderson. So,
look, she already hates me now, Eric.
Just keep on digging that grave deeper and deeper, boy. We're going to China.
I can't make HR hate me even more. I mean, like the ship has already sailed, bud. You know, so
well, you are a U of M fan, so at least you get that going for you.
Yeah. Okay. So all jokes and bits aside, all bits aside. I apologize. Frank goes in the security room, falls down some stairs. Classic. You're gonna hate me for this, but Leslie Nielsen was the original, right?
Yes.
That was clearly like a great Leslie Nielsen bit, right? Because I was thinking about a lot of Naked Gun, obviously, but then a lot of Dracula, Dead and Loving It in this movie. Because Liam Neeson has that Leslie Nielsen kind of delivery, right? Where he's just walking.
The deadpan.
And the camera's on. Yeah, and the camera's just on him, and all of a sudden, and he just falls down a bunch of stairs. And he's talking like Will Ferrell when he's like, what, Mugatu, or not Mugatu, but he was in Austin Powers. Seemed to have fallen off a cliff, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Mufasa. He does that. Mufasa, thank you. So, perfect.
I agree with you completely. There's a part when Leslie Nielsen, Drebin Jr. is falling. It fell asleep in the self-driving car, and
Yes.
it drives off the road and onto the sidewalk and starts causing all that chaos. And he wakes up and he goes, "Oh, get out of the way! Oh, what's going?" You know, and his delivery on that really shadowed, I guess, what Leslie Nielsen would have done, because I've seen that before in other movies, like in the first Naked Gun, where his bit is always that he's a horrible driver, which I love those bits where like he pulls up to the police squad, he crashes the car or like rears into something and the airbags go all over in the car, and he gets out of the car and the airbags keep on deploying, and then the car like drives down the road and does all those things. Then he starts shooting at it, kind of a thing. It's just like, oh, stand back, everyone, you know, kind of a thing. And just the way that delivery is fantastic. I've said it before too, in that interview about Bryan Cranston, where he's like, if you want to make a comedy, you know, delivering it like that is funny. Trying to be funny like a Jim Carrey is hard to do, right? Try to be all wacky, because some people try to do that and they end up being like a Corky Romano. They end up being like that guy instead. I forgot what his name was. Oh, why can't I
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Chris, is that his name?
Chris Kattan.
Chris Kattan, yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Where, yeah, Night at the Roxbury or something like that, where that comes off just dumb, right? But if you play it straight like these guys do, like Liam Neeson or Leslie Nielsen do in these movies, it comes off just better, just a lot funnier.
Which I know we're kind of going out of order on this, which is fine. But I will say the one bit that actually took me out of the movie, because it didn't follow along with what we're talking about right now, is the hot sauce on my burrito baby poop myself throughout his car scene.
Oh, yeah. So,
you know, because that kind of took me out, because that's not playing the straight man at that point. That's being...
Yeah, no, I feel like in a lot of these movies that toilet humor is cheap. I feel like a lot of those gags are maybe for like the tweens who are watching us and who still think that that's kind of funny, maybe with their parents, that, you know, poop and potty are still pretty funny. But I find it to just kind of be like an eye roll of a thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe just because at our age that we've seen that gag too many times and we grew out of it. I will say though, the one thing that got me during this bit is when he has the body cam on and he's obviously going through the trauma of having to go to the bathroom, but he goes into the coffee shop and he breaks the light and he shoots his gun in the air.
Yeah, that was good.
That's okay. So that one I enjoyed, because that was pretty funny. But all the other ones,
I did enjoy.
Yeah, we're kind of like, okay, it's a little, it's too.
Yeah,
too
been
silly
there,
for
done
me.
that. Yeah, been there, done that. Sorry to do the PG-13 swear, but once you survive battle shits and Harold and Kumar, I mean, you've seen it all at that point, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the toilet humor thing was not good. But it is funny because that's exactly what all of us go through. We just don't have a gun to shoot up in the air to scare everybody to scatter, so you could use the restroom. Because you're always like, there was always a thing where it's like, I got to go to the restroom, oh my God. And it's always occupied. Or, you know, something always happens in your real life to where you wish you had a gun, right? And just be like, get out of here, please. So I did enjoy those bits. So this is where we know who the bad guy is. And he wants to take over the world, and he's going to bring all the billionaires together to live in a secret volcano lair. Not really. To let humanity take care of itself, and they will emerge.
Oh, you forgot about the best part. And they would be
again,
entertained, of course, by a beautiful concert from one Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, that's right, Weird Al. I forgot about that.
They even had him on there. It's been a week. Yeah, it's like, hi everyone, can't wait to see you at the Fallout shelter.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Again, I apologize. I should have watched this again since we took a few extra days. We everybody behind the scenes, we took a little vacation last week. Sorry. But yes, the Cody Rhodes thing in the bar was funny, right? Talking to Cody Rhodes. It's like, why is he in this movie? Who cares? They do typical Naked Gun bits, smashes Cody Rhodes' head on the table, different faces every time. Ha ha. Funny. Great, right? Again, that's a lot better than the hot sauce in my burrito stuff.
They did a airplane bit in this where after Liam Neeson breaks into the private area of the club, trying to get like security footage, and he's beating up all the guards, and they have a bit where there's a line that have formed now to try to, one single file come up and try to punch Frank Drebin or beat him up, and he's just kind of going down the line, boom, boom, boom. So kind of a nod to Airplane, how they had to calm the lady down, and there was just a line of people behind, each increasingly more and more with like a more dangerous weapon, ready to calm her down. So that was another Easter egg that they had in this movie, which, again, I appreciate a lot of the times when they are paying respect to the Zucker creators of this movie and this type of humor.
Are the Zucker people, are they dead?
Let me look that up, because I thought it was the Zucker brothers, right? And
Well, I was just curious because if they were in this movie at all.
It was David and Jerry Zucker originally. I thought that David is still alive. Let's take a look.
Well, David's the best Zucker.
Jerry Zucker is alive. I think they're both alive.
Oh,
they're both,
okay.
They
So
are
they
both.
just weren't
They are
at-
both alive. They're both
Okay.
75 and 77.
Yeah, well, okay. They're enjoying retirement. So what happens after... Okay, wait a minute. So this is where I suspect that Pam Anderson is involved with the bad guy, right? Because that's what these movies would do, right? She comes to Frank and is like, help me, my brother is missing, finds out that the brother was actually in the car, right? So, and then also, isn't this where Frank's getting too close? So then the bad guy, since it's an EV car, the bad guy can control it, and now Frank cannot control the car. And we have a great bit there, too, to where you're thinking that Pam Anderson is the bad guy with her.
Yeah, I think that happens after they frame him. But, yeah, in these types of movies, at least with the first one with Priscilla Presley, she is not necessarily a bad guy as much as she's being used by the bad guy. And so she unknowingly is contributing, at least in that first movie. In this one, Pamela Anderson, is seeking the help of Frank Drebin Jr. She, while asking them for help and Police Squad for help, she is going undercover herself because, of course, she is a murder mystery author, so she knows a thing or two. So she's doing this on her own as well. Anyway, after the nightclub scene, we get to the point where he's going back to his apartment, but his night is just beginning. And she was waiting there at the apartment for him, and they have this bit, the visual gag, right, where the guys with the heat sensor binoculars and
Austin Powers
stuff. Yeah.
Austin Powers bit. 100%.
Yeah, you're very right. And then we get like the cutaway montage, which again is very much like the original of Frank Drebin and what's her name? Oh crap, Beth Davenport.
I'm gonna say, oh, that's a good name too. Yeah, so this is where we go to Crazy Town, right? So they go into bed, right? They start kissing, and then it just cuts to them, wintering in Aspen, if you will, and they bring back to life a snowman, right?
Yeah, it's a weird montage of them having a threesome with a snowman.
I loved it though, because here's the funny thing. So this is me trying to make the movie serious, and I shouldn't, but it's like, is that segment all a metaphor for them sleeping together, or in this world of the movie that actually happened?
Whatever you want it to be, I don't think is the wrong or right answer. So, but basically it's just showing that they are falling for each other. Kind of like in the first one, how they had done the same thing. They were falling for each other, right? And the ridiculousness. Because didn't they do like a derby or like a race or something like that? Anyway, yeah, they were doing like a lot of crazy. Yeah. Oh no, bull riding. That's what it was.
Right.
On a date, they went bull riding. Anyway,
and then yeah.
You know, just obviously stuff that is so wild and out there, but they're having a good time with each other. So you're just saying that they're falling for each other. But anyway,
I love the snowman. Love the snowman. My wife was fun and she made the joke. She goes, "Oh, I see this movie." And I believe she's referring to not the Killer Snowman one. What is it called? Jack Frost, where Michael Keaton is the voice of a snowman.
Yeah, that's right.
That looks just like him, right? Snowman's trying to have a threesome with him, too, and he's out left in the cold, ha, ha, ha. And then he goes murderous. Loved all of that stuff. Like, it was great. They're falling for each other. They're in love now, right? So now they are a team. And then this is where Frank, doesn't he get... This is where he's getting too close, right? And then that's where the bad guy...
Yeah. The information that he got from the club was that Beth's brother, the guy who was killed... was seen with a journalist. So he is going to go check out the journalist's apartment. And as soon as he walks in, he sees a puddle of blood on the floor. Right? He sees a knife on the counter that says, "Pick me up." He sees a tape recorder that says, say your name and say, "I did it."
This is Lieutenant Frank Drebin. I did it. Are you here? I loved it. I loved how the blood was just right there. He stepped in it perfect, right? He gets in trouble, jumps out the window kung fu style, right? Perfect. This is Naked Gun at its best. And has a great bit with the runaway car, right? The car's being controlled by the bad guy, and Frank has no control of it, and he's going to run over little old ladies and stuff, and he shoots out and kicks out his windshield, which actually was smart, right? Because he can't have control. He kicks out the windshield, and he's getting ready to jump in, but he can't because there's two other guys crossing the street with the same exact windshield that gets perfectly placed on it. Beautiful.
Yeah, that part was pretty funny. I like that part. Yeah. Eventually he gets out because he's pushing all the buttons, and then Clippy comes up and says, "It looks like you're trying to escape." And eventually he gets out of the car, right? He goes to, is this where he goes to see Beth after that? Yeah.
He goes back to see Beth, and also the Clippy thing. Only millennials will get that joke. I was dying laughing with Clippy, and my daughter's like, "What's that?" It's like, don't worry about it.
I liked it because before this too, because I think he tried to call when he was taking the taxi over to Beth's house. He called Ed Jr., and Ed says that police squad has been decommissioned. It's been out, and then you see in the background that Spirit Halloween banner is being put up. Yeah. Which
is funny because that's happening to me right now in my life. In a little shopping area that we always go to. It's called Spring Meadows, and there used to be the Party Store, right? Like Party City. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
They went bankrupt, and as soon as they went bankrupt and they closed last month, it's now Spirit Halloween.
Of course, it's Spirit Halloween. They're doing it.
It's beautiful. And go ahead. Sorry.
No, he talks to Beth. He feels a bit of betrayal between Beth, kind of a thing, but because he feels like Beth is using him, right? And like, "Oh, you don't love me. You're just using me," kind of thing. "No, Frank, say it ain't so." That whole bit, right? And
I'm saying
so
yeah,
exactly. Whatever. He leaves. They have the bit where they get Richard Kane's henchman, I think, right? Into kind of confessing what the plan is. They kidnap him or they gas him. Yeah, exactly. This isn't my car. This isn't my gas, kind of thing.
This is great too because he wakes up in a hospital bed, and I knew where they were going with this. I'm sure you did too, right? He wakes up in a hospital bed, and Frank has him confess to what's going on. And as soon as he confesses, Frank turns, "We got him," and then it's a movie set, right, or a set in a warehouse.
It and then keeps on going pretty deep.
That was a setup.
Yeah.
And then that was a setup, and that was a setup. That was all perfect and great and good, fun, right? So now we're at what? We're at the climax of the movie where
they're at PonziScheme.com arena, where
right.
where there's a MMA fight, I think, right? And there's going to be a New
MMA
Year's
fight.
ball drop, and the plot device is in the ball drop or the balls drop, I think, right?
Yeah,
More
the plot
toilet humor,
device.
more penis humor. That just like okay, you're trying to fill up another 10 minutes here. I get it.
Yeah, but the whole crowd gets to see Frank's penis. I mean, and of course we had to have another Austin Powers gag. We're just like, wow, look at that thing, 2 balls.
Yeah.
What's
My
that up
favorite
there,
part
Johnson?
of this is when Ed Jr. was hiding, or I'm sorry, disguised as a beer vendor, and he's obviously too focused on looking at Frank, and then, hey man, you got a beer? He's like, no, we're closed. He's like, oh come on, it's just a beer. And he just keeps on handing out beer over and over again. Like kids are coming
to
up and
kids.
getting beers. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. But
Frank gets in
no.
there and gets the plot device.
Frank gets the plot device, but it doesn't matter because Richard releases the plot device and everyone goes crazy, right?
Everybody goes crazy. There's no death, right? But it's just everybody's rioting. Everybody's trying to kill each other. You brought him up earlier, but Dave Bautista shows up as well for no reason.
It's just a fill-in, yeah.
I don't know why there's 2 wrestlers in this. Like, that's crazy. Like, where's Cena? Is it because Cody Rhodes and Batista? Is because The Rock and what? John Cena said no, I'm assuming?
I'm sure we can look it up, but I just liked when after Batista did his fill-in part and you hear the toilet flush and Leslie Nielsen comes back, oh, hey, thanks, Dave. Oh, hey, no problem, Leslie, or Liam. Geez, excuse me. I get my names, my LMs or LNs mixed up here. Anyway, he walks off frame, and then the next scene is the people going crazy and they're swarming David. He goes, I'm not even supposed to be in this movie. Kind of a thing.
Yeah, and they're swarming him. I'm like, oh no, he's dead, not Dave. And then we get the fight between the 2. Oh no. Some other great chases is that Leslie Nielsen comes back from the grave as an owl.
That's right.
And Frank is holding on to his dad's talons. His dad is the spirit animal of the owl and flying, to thwart the bad guys, right? And
what did you think of the final fight scene?
I have nothing to say about the fountain. But that happens in front of a fountain. Dave Bautista happens, and then what's the fight?
Exactly. That's what
Right, there's no
was
fight.
funny about it is that Richard Kane has got his dukes up ready to fight Frank Drebin, and he punches him in the gut, and he just hunches over. He goes, "Oh, you hit me! You hit me right in the belly. It hurt. It hurt a lot. Oh, that really hurts."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. That was good. What was funny is that actor is not known to be a comedic actor, right? So he's always just straight.
Play it straight.
And for him, and for him to say, "Oh, you hit me in the belly," I lost it. I almost spit out my drink because that's great because we would say that,
yeah.
Oh, you hit me.
Fights
you hit me
hurt,
in the
man.
belly.
That's you see it in the movie. It's just like when you see somebody get punched in the face repeatedly over and over again. It's like, dude, no, it hurts to get punched in the face, man.
Yeah.
Especially by someone who's like a big guy too. Yeah.
Right.
Also, it
I
hurts
don't
to
know why I'm
punch
thinking
too. Your hand can get really messed up.
It could. I have no idea why I was. Yeah, no, I do know why, but off subject. Do you remember that one show where Turtle, Entourage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there was a bit in there where he had to survive 60 seconds in the ring with the MMA girl that's popular.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's either him or the Chuck, whatever guy is.
Yeah. And the reason why I bring it up is because, of course, that scene is just circulating throughout the internet. And that reminds me of the bad guy getting punched in the belly because it's just like, Ronda Rousey's Ronda Rousey. I mean, you put me in a ring with her, I'm dead in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know,
trained
like,
fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm dead in 5 seconds. I have not a chance in hell. So to hear this guy go react the way I would, like if Ronda Rousey punches me in the gut, oh God, you know, I'm done. So yeah, love the ending on this one. And then Owl comes back to give his farewell goodbye, right? And then we get the kiss at the end.
Yeah.
And
Did you
everything's okay.
watch any of the after credits or mid credits, during credits, and after credits?
Nope. So I'm assuming you said earlier in the show that the on top of the car, the siren scene is in this.
So movie ends, and there's a few treats for the end credits. I was happy when I rewatched it at home because I got to see all of that, right? And first it starts with the classic gag of the siren on top of the car doing the I guess the unusual scenes, right? But it wasn't like anything new. It was very much just taken from the old movies and just put into the back in this one. Flat out. So not anything new about that. You've seen it before. It's still funny to see. I still love watching it. It's great. Ends with the donut shop. But it also ends with Drebin and Beth, and they're supposed to be, what was it? Because he's suspended with pay. That's right. Oh. And he goes to a tropical resort, which is like the suspended with pay kind of resort kind of a thing, and where all these cops are
sandals.
Yeah, all these cops are all having Mai Tais and on the beach and the pool and having a great time. And there's a moment when, you know, they do the freeze ending at the end where everyone freezes except for them two. And they're like, "What, Frank, what's going on? Why is everyone frozen?" I don't know. Beth, I don't know what's going on. And so they start freaking out, and everyone's frozen in their kind of their classic freeze frame at the end of the movie, except for them, and they're really freaking out. And so there's a whole bit about that. Anyway, fade to black, credits roll. There's two bits in this part. There's one where a Frank Drebin or Liam Neeson sings a song. The song that he mentioned earlier in the movie, by the way, about Beth, that I rented studio time. You know, or that gag. Anyway, he sings a song, and that one is actually really funny. I was surprised that I didn't, because he sings like a verse maybe, and then you could tell he just kind of like, I don't know, loses interest a little bit, and he starts messing around with like, oh hey, what's this thing do? Oh hey, that sounds pretty good. And so there's a nice bit about that. Obviously, all the post-credits scene where it shows, you know, the jokes in the actual credits themselves that you have to actually read to understand. And then at the post-credit scene, it's Weird Al singing a concert to a very empty venue because he thought all the rich billionaires were going to be there. And so he's just singing a song, singing his concert to an empty crowd or empty
So
hall.
Weird Al's in the Fallout shelter.
It's pretty funny.
Right?
You know?
Weird Al's at the Fallout shelter?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
That makes sense for it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely worth staying and watching all the credits. So
this is where it gets difficult, right? Because clearly talking with you, you know, that we really enjoyed this movie, right? And I think you know well enough by now where I'm going with this. But I don't know. We all know the rules. If a movie gets 2 large bags, it's nominated for Film of the Year. I hope that doesn't happen because I don't think this movie made enough money or got enough praise really to be considered that, right? Like, so...
No, it met with a very mid kind of credit. Now, the budget was an estimated $42 million. It says that its North American money was $52.5 million. Worldwide was over 100. So... it made its money back, and
made their money.
Yeah, so good for them. I think there's talks about making another. So we'll see how far that goes. I mean, these two are dating after this movie. Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. They're dating because of this movie now. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, really? No, in real life they're dating.
In real life, they are dating.
Good for him.
So. I'm excited for this movie, but listen, like the reviews are very much mixed. The people who are praising it, like myself, are the people who were fans of the classic trilogy or the other Zucker movies. And again, those movies are also mixed with, met with mixed reviews as well too. It's not for everybody. A lot of people are going to find this humor not for them. I understand that completely. Some people will say this is dumb, this is childish. I get that, okay? They have some jokes in here that are completely just dumb. The big one, I think, when I was in theaters, and there's some chuckles that were happening, but, you know, people are still kind of shifting, like trying to figure out what this movie's about. But the joke that got it when everyone in the theater, like, collectively had a nice laugh. You know, remember that laugh that when you used to go to theaters and, like, the whole crowd reacted, like, everyone was just on it, was when Frank Drebin Jr. first walked into the office to see Beth, to see Pamela Anderson, and he was checking out her body, and it wasn't the head, shoulders, knees and toes joke. It was and she had a backside that made every toilet want to beg for the brown kind of a thing. and like that, the whole theater just it's a stupid joke, but
yeah,
okay.
That's so terrible. I love it.
Yeah, and everyone was
I
on
absolutely
board with
love it.
So I mean, to answer it, I'm saying, but again, I'm that part where I've said many times before, I love a dumb movie. I love a movie that knows it's a dumb movie. So I enjoyed this movie. Could there have been parts that maybe I could have done without, or that I would have rather seen? Absolutely, for sure. But I'm going to watch this movie again. I rewatched the other movies because I like this movie so much. So I'll give it a large because I had a fun time with it. I'm not going to pretend like it's an amazing movie. I had a great time with it, flat out.
And this goes off of what I said at the beginning of the movie. This movie dropped a popcorn rating for me because I wasn't happy about the opening. So yes, I guess this for me is a medium. I will be checking out the sequel if they have it. I will YouTube these scenes, Eric. You know, but also what kind of irritates me though is that critics that give it bad reviews, like this movie knows what it's doing. This movie's a better comedy than Happy Gilmore 2. I had more fun in this movie than Happy Gilmore 2, and everybody seems to like that. Do you know I'm putting Happy Gilmore 2? You heard it here first. Happy Gilmore's in our second look category for the awards this year because everybody likes it besides us for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, I think this movie's better. Like, because this movie knows what it's doing. I enjoy the cast. I enjoy the characters. All jokes aside, right? Like, Pam Anderson is perfect for this role. So is Liam Neeson, right? I really like him in this. This is where he needs to be for the next 8 years, right? They need to make 2 more, make their own trilogy for the next 8 years, and be done. I really do enjoy it.
He is really good in this. And Paul Walter Hauser, does he get the golden headphones now?
Who's he?
He played Ed Jr. He played his partner in this movie.
Where do we see him in?
He was in this movie, obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously. He was in your favorite movie, Songbird.
Okay.
If you remember that one, right? And
No,
he was also in Cruella.
What's his name?
Paul Walter Hauser. Hauser?
Really? Okay. Well, hey, you know what? He gets the golden headphones. So you said he got it for Songbird, which is a terrible movie.
I think because we also did I, Tonya too. He's also in I, Tonya, so I think he got it before that.
Well, I mean, we're keeping track of it this year. So, Songbird, Naked Gun, and what was the other one you said besides I, Tonya?
Cruella. He played Horace.
Okay.
One of the henchmen.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Those would be the movies
You
that
seem
he's
let
that he's in there
down.
for.
Oh, he was also in Old Days.
Well, because of Songbird. I mean, like this guy. I mean, Cruella is fun because of Emma Stone. You put a lesser actress in that movie's terrible.
Yeah, just letting you know that this guy he's working. He's been in a lot of movies. A lot.
Right. I seem let down because great, good for him. He's working. That's great. He has a paycheck. His family's happy. He just makes terrible choices. And I mean, Naked Gun is fun, but it's Naked Gun. I'm not going here looking for an Oscar. You know, that this isn't Eddington.
Oh, if you want to go for his Oscar
looking at.
movies, we can go for Black Klansman, Richard Jewell, and what was the other one that he did? Well, I, Tonya was a Oscar movie, I think, right?
Yeah. I stand corrected then. Good job for you. We get the golden headphones. We'll let everybody know in the awards.
He's a Michigan boy. I think he went to Western Michigan University. So,
West Point, huh? That's good. Yeah, West Point. Good for him.
Is that what you heard, or is that what you want to hear?
I'm gonna leave it up to you. All right. Well, let's close out the show on that.
It's
That,
scat.
It's not. It's not. You want to end the show with a fight? You're telling me that song is on the Macarena album?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. Hold on, we're gonna look it up.
It's not.
Man.
I guarantee you, Scatman is not by the Macarena people. You are wrong.
Scatman World. What the?
I don't believe it.
Oh my god! How do I spell
Scatman.
Macarena? Macarena by Los Del Rio. Artist Los Del Rio. Album. There's so many albums. Oh my god. Me Gusta, Macarena. No, it's not on there. What album did I have then? I stole. Oh, you know what? Never mind then.
Because I'm looking at
stole. This. No. I stole this album from a neighbor, and I could have swore. I think it was a compilation album though, like Latin pop or something like that. That just had this on there, and so you're right. You're absolutely. That's not on the same album, but I can tell you because I'm looking at the album right now. It's a Latin pop compilation album, and they're on the same album. There,
they look the same.
Yep. Yeah. Here it is. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. My Espanol is no bueno.
The funny thing is, I don't know if I can record that. Maybe I did. No, I didn't.
No one listens to this. They care. Who cares? Yeah.
Nobody cares. Eric, thank you much for joining me. Everybody, check us out at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com, wherever you get your podcast from. We're on that platform. And we will be back next week for a movie I'm really excited to see and review. So, Eric, I'll talk to you next week. Other than that, have a good night.
To interrupt story time with Jordan. You have to get back into the groove now. Yeah. You have to get back into the feels. So that vibe needs to be recaptured. Let's go.
I'm already here. I'm already locked in. I'm locked in, bud.
I'm ready.
So, this is my favorite morning of my life so far. Okay. So, this is back when I was working at the factory. Okay. And I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right? And it was one of those 4 o'clock in the mornings where it was in the middle of the summer, but it was a warm, but also a little chilly summer morning, right? You could walk outside comfortably with shorts and maybe like a long sleeve shirt, no design on it, just like a standard long sleeve shirt, right? And I pull out. Now again, this is true. I pull out at 4:45 in the morning to go to work.
Okay.
and I back out of my driveway. You've been to my neighborhood. I pull out of the driveway. I still drive my SUV at the time, and I turn the wheel, right? And then I look to my left, and staring right at me, locked eyes, is a deer in the middle of the road. Just
Okay.
staring at me.
Just giving you a
Hey,
moment. Okay.
People can't see me, but doing this with this mouth.
Mm-hmm. Just chewing, doing
Yeah.
the usual deer thing.
Chewing the cud. Right? That's just a sin. So then I decide to roll all my windows down. I don't know why. And I usually listen. Well, I pull away. I look at him and it's like, oh, there's a deer. And then I drive away and I roll all my windows down. And usually I listen to talk radio in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't that day. No radio was on. It was kind of warm, kind of not. Driving down the road, and I have to turn to go on this long country stretch road. And yes, I'm ready for the jokes. It's called County Road D.
You, I won't say it because everyone's already thinking it.
It's a 45-minute straight drive. No turns, no stopping. 45-minute straight country roads.
I get it. You spend 45 minutes on the D.
Absolutely, which is usually my record,
There you go.
right? I turn right on County Road D, and I decided for some reason, because we just watched it, to listen to Master of Puppets because of Stranger Things.
Oh, sure. It's a classic.
So I'm like, I'm gonna blare Master of Puppets at 4:45 in the morning while I go to work, bud. So I'm driving down the road, the music's doom, 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 right? And all of a sudden, over yonder, right, I'm seeing a flash in the air.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that? And then another flash, right?
Keep
Dun,
going.
dun, 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 right, going, right? And all of a sudden, when it gets to the master, a huge lightning bolt shoots out.
Oh, it's pretty cool. And it was the deer flying
And
a jet plane. Go ahead.
I don't know why I did it, because I was kind of cuckoo at my factory day. But I grabbed the steering wheel, not 10 to 2, but just right there, right? I cranked up that radio and went, and just went, but floored it. And I was driving through a storm. It was so dark out, I couldn't even see the clouds.
He's driving angry.
So just drive, don't, master. I'm just like, yeah. By the time that 8-minute song ends, the lightning is gone. The rain has gone. I'm soaked. The inside of the car is soaked. And still to this day, that's my favorite morning of all time.
Okay. Now, I was thinking, I thought
Yeah.
that when you said that, after I was talking about my own child, that your greatest morning ever was going to be something family related. But no, it involved a deer and Metallica.
Correct.
Well, teach their own. I hope
mean-
Riley gets to hear that story when she's old enough.